fellow Nigerians across the world. As always, I am George Onyibe, and I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. Of course, still pricking on your conscience, trying to tinkle on your ribs to see how you respond. You see, the dial is cast. You can slow down the process, but none of you can stop the inevitable end. And so we all have a choice to make. To either stop this unhealthy competition in diverse ways or wait for the inevitable end. This morning, I want us to look at a message I simply titled that the only way for Nigerians to progress is to stop the unhealthy competition. The only way to salvage Nigeria is to stop the unhealthy competition, not trying to change the narratives of the IGBO COUP. And now, let us go this way. Our voice is echoing through the darkness. Our hopes and prayer is that it will pierce through the light one day for all to see. But you see this change that has begun. It's unstoppable. Like I said, we have a choice to make. I made a broadcast 2 days ago, and I was talking about insecurity within the South region and those who are solely responsible for this act of terrorism in our region. I actually exonerated the Yoruba people that have not seen a Yoruba kidnapper. And boom, the next day, so many people from the South started posting pictures of Yoruba kidnappers. And they say, no, if you say Yorubas are not among, they come to my village, look at what they did. And I agree with all of you. But let me try and make myself clear in that instance before we look into our message this morning. Yorubas are kidnappers. We have Yoruba ritualists. We have Yoruba 419. Every kind of criminals we have in the world, we all have them in our individual community. We have Igbo kidnappers. We have Igbo ritualists. Nobody is completely exonerated. But in the context and idea of one Nigeria, only Fulani and Igbo have the prerogative, the power, the confidence to enter anywhere and do kidnapping, irrespective of whose fault it goes. This is what I meant. I'm not telling you Yorubas don't do kidnapping. They all do. We all do. Every tribes, they all get involved, most especially when you take the wrong turn. And this having been said, let us come back to our main aim of this morning broadcast. You see, we have promised you. We already know how they work. They walk through the social media platform. It could be from your radio, your TV station. It could be from Facebook, your WhatsApp group, or any other platform. But all they are trying to do is to psychologically reprogram you, either giving you a certain information, which may not be true. But the point is whether it is true or not. The more you continue to hear this word, the more it continues to get hold of certain aspects of your life. And eventually, it controls you and becomes the very primordial influence that drives you. And so when we see this lie and we keep quiet, over time it becomes true. There are a series of issues we are trying to address as a people of South, as a people referred to as minority in Nigeria. If we do not allow our voice, which is echoing in the darkness already, to pierce through the light of the day, they are going to up their game and they will destroy all of us as they are doing already. And of course, we live at their mercy, but only God will save us. And now, let us look at some of the areas that are giving us concern. Igbo unity begging is giving us concern because it's actually a trap that will lead to the complete destruction of every ethnic group within the South, the Old Eastern region, and the Midwestern region. And so if you used to be part of the Midwestern region, Bendel State, or you are part of the Old Eastern region, understand that Igbo unity is geared towards destroying all of us. We are very skeptical about this agenda because it was Biafra agitation that gave birth to all of them. The activities of terrorism within this region, it is the Biafra agitation that gave birth to all of them. But if we have allowed them to use us the way they plan to, maybe we would have set Nigeria on ablaze. Remember when the Niger Delta Avengers got involved in Nnamdi Kanu shenanigan? That was one of the reasons I was even arrested. And some believe in working with Niger Delta Avengers. Many believed Igbo people reported me that I am in charge of procurement for Niger Delta Avengers. But I'm coming. Now, the Niger Delta Avengers and the rest of them began to threaten whoever need to be threatened. They pulled down their horns on the ground. Asked for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they released Nnamdi Kanu. But the first thing Nnamdi Kanu did was to say they are common criminal, they are thief. Igbo people are clapping for him. And then I become armed robber, which I have not denied. I'm a rogue, I'm a drunkard, I'm everybody. But it's simple. Now, this same Biafra agitation, if we have taken the fall as these Igbo Biafra people planned it, whatever would have gone wrong in Nigeria, they will be singing, oh, it's Judge Onibe is responsible, Judge Onibe did this, Judge Onibe, I would have been destroyed completely. And now I'm happy, I have made my stance clear. And so the same Biafra agitation gives birth to obedient movement. The same Biafra agitation is the problem of Nigeria today, whether things are expensive or not. It is the same link, the metamorphose, they work in diverse means. But it's unfortunate, it all leads to unhealthy competition. And this is the greatest instrument of our undoing as Nigeria. Let me come back home. You see, I want to be part of those people. I want to be part of this process where we will wake up one day and as Nigerians, we tell the next generation, this is what we went through. This is how Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo fought. This is how we, the minority, stood in the brink, in the gap, in the midst of this fewness created by these three majority. This is how we fought. We were able to set our differences aside. And this is where we are today. They will blame us. They can applaud us. They will study what we have done. And then they will make sure it never happened again. When the Jewish Holocaust ended, the Jewish around the world came together and said, never again. If there had not been Jewish Holocaust, there would not have been such determination to tell you that never again. And then I dare you, any country in the world, from China to Japan to America to this one, try and temper with that tiny Israel. And honestly, I do not speak for them. But I tell you, you will not like the reception. It's applicable to India. If you are America, you are China, you are Japan, pull your shot against India. And so you know, because they have not boasted that they are not world power, that does not mean they cannot shake the world power to the very fabric, foundational stone that held them as a nation. But why am I bringing this up? Nigeria can attend to that very level. But first of all, we must understand, O ye Igbo people, that changing any narratives, most especially of the Igbo COUP, is not taking us anywhere. All we need is to stop the unhealthy competition. You see, trying to go through the newspaper, social media pages, every arms of information to know what is cooking, I discovered that what they are pushing hard now, these Igbo people, is to cancel that notion that Igbo COUP is wrong. Nnamdi Kanu started by telling his lawyer, Aloy Jimako, that they should sue anybody who referred to the 1966 COUP as Igbo COUP. To some of you, they are talking, they know what they are doing, trying to change the narrative. To whose detriment? Minority. And then, there are so many people, in fact, I listened to one this morning. It's an Igbo man. He was saying they don't teach us history, the very history Igbo people remove from school curriculum. Obviously, Kwesile know what I'm saying. That the Igbo COUP was not Igbo COUP, because Chukwuma Nzogu was even not Igbo man. But Chukwuma Nzogu is from Okpanam. Chukwuma Nzogu answer Igbo name according to them. Now, all of a sudden, Chukwuma Nzogu is not Igbo man. And now, what is the rationale behind you telling Anyoma people that they are Igbo people? And then you go behind and say that Chukwuma Nzogu is not Igbo man. He can't even speak Igbo. Finally, you are saying the truth. But you are not saying the truth because you want to say the truth. You are saying the truth because you're trying to change a narrative. This we will not allow you to do. And that is why I'm begging Ikure people. That is why I'm begging South people. That is why I'm talking to Nedimoku. That is why I'm talking to Mbata. All these people will use you to achieve a aim. But they do not have our love in their mind. Their love for us is the love of monkey and babu. I'm sure you listened to my yesterday broadcast. When problem comes, they will abandon us. It is the love of lion that we will stand behind. And anybody that shows us the love of lion, we should prepare ourselves to die with that person. And that is why when I see some of our people being deceived, don't worry. All of us will suffer it together. I'm not the owner of South. I'm not the owner of Abo. I'm not the owner of our region. No. But I think I have a role to play. Just as I'm not the owner of Nigeria. And I think I have a role to play. And that is to make sure we tell those who want to know the truth. Because nobody will be allowed to sell the next generation of our people. Those who want to sell themselves, sell yourself. No problem. It's your choice. And so the man was vigorously telling them that Chukwuma Nzogu was trained by British. When they noticed that Tafawa Balewa wanted to switch Nigerian mode of leadership to that of America, and then Britain was not happy, they have to kill him by using one Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu. The guy don't even hear Igbo. The guy is born and brought up in Zungeru. He only went to London, they trained them, and then they come to say that they want to do. All those are cock and boot story. Nigerian, as a young promising nation, had the need to learn from those who have gone ahead of them. And if Nigeria at that instance said, let's learn from America, I don't see why Britain should be angry about that. Because after all, in the Berlin Conference, the fate of Africans has been sealed as far as we accept it. They divided us among Francophone and Anglophone and Germanphone and Arabianphone and all the all the folks that Africa has. And so Britain on its own cannot lose his prison, his territory, his colony to a sub-colony. Because in case you think we don't know, it was Britain that created America. The four other group of vultures came together and formed America without apology, destroying the American natives. It was not called America. It was first called Flower Land when it was discovered in the era when the first aeroplane was manufactured under the testing the ability of that aeroplane. That was when they sighted America. The first time they invested there, it was known as Flower Land. How did it become America? How is it that you don't see native people anymore? You begin to hear Indian America, China America, America, Arab America, everybody America, Israel America. Why is it that? And so what am I trying to say? British actually control America from foundation. And when you hear about the war between the loyalists and the patriots were the Americans of the true breed who believe, let's make this land now the land of liberty. That is why we respect America today. But you see, the loyalists were the descendants of the Queen of England, the people who built a colony, like they built it on us. And so how will America, a child of Britain, want to inherit us? But you see, Igbo people will change all the narratives. Now, it's not yet very clear why they are trying to dodge from Igbo COUP. It's not very clear. But let me remind them again as I've reminded them before. The 1966 COUP that brought Nigerian foundation down, that made the chicks to come down, that makes Nigeria to become such miserable and unconducive place for us to live, that has given birth to this unhealthy condition, that very problem that is trying to redefine us as a people, started by the Igbo COUP. Now it is true there is a TV man. It is true that there is Yoruba man. It is true that there is South man, Anyoma man. And it is true there are Igbo people. But then the question should not be, if it were not Igbo COUP, what happened to the Yoruba people that supported them? What happened to the Yoruba people? Number one. What happened to Chukwuma Nzogu? Number two. And what happened to the Igbo people that were in that COUP? Igbo man will not make this broadcast and tell you how Chukwuma Nzogu was abandoned by them and he has to kill himself. How one of the Yoruba man was executed by Ojukwu, that he want to overtake Biafra from him. And one should begin to wonder, how can a Yoruba man leave Oyo State and come to Onitsha and overthrow Ojukwu as the warlord of Ndigbo? You see, your lie is just like trying to fetch water with a basket. It will not hold water. Number two, let us ask, why is it that after the first coup now, let me not say it's Igbo coup. After the first military coup in Nigeria, 1966, why is it that only Igbo people were the beneficiaries of this coup? So you mean Yoruba people do not have intelligent people? When we have people like Obafemi Awolowo, when we have people like Mobolaji Bankantoni, when we have series of history of Yoruba academians, renowned ones, so only Igbo people went to school because they were actually the house nigger. So there was no Hausa man that went to school, but yet we were taught about the refined discipline of Tafawa Balewa, the refined discipline of people like Amadou Bello. Let's say they are not educated, but they were disciplined. So only Igbo people could manage Nigeria. The very Nigeria Igbo people did not win the election. Even Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, with all his brilliancy, could not be the president of Nigeria. Despite the coalition they had with Hausa people, they couldn't even destroy one single man, Obafemi Awolowo. But boom, Igbo people took over everything. The whole of the eastern region and the midwestern region, of course, midwestern region was in the verge of being recolonized by Igbo people. Asojuku them. And then the federal government was being recolonized by Agun Yoronsi. It is not Igbo coup. How come Igbo people did not call other people and say, Yoruba come, Hausa come, we know you people are not happy, Mumu minority, please come, things has gone wrong. How do we solve this problem? A lot of people who were at the helm of affair this time denied being informed about the decision of Agun Yoronsi and Ojukwu. But it's not Igbo coup. If it's not Igbo coup number 3, why is it that 10 Hausa that was at the federal level, all of them were killed? Very painful. Some of their wives have to die, even pregnant. They moved to Yoruba, only 8 were in the federal. And one of the highest ranking officer in Nigeria then was a Yoruba man, General Gundikbe. When they killed 3, and the information came to General Gundikbe, he alerted the rest 5. They ran to London. If London were actually the one that masterminded the Igbo coup, as Igbo people are trying to change the story, they would have killed General Gundikbe. And now, the 40 people that represent Igbo people, none of them were killed because in the federal, Igbo people have the highest number. But it's not Igbo coup. Does that not show that Nigerians actually love Igbo people? Because the process that brought us to our kneel, they didn't kill Igbo people. They protect Igbo people because we love Igbo people. My brother, use your brain. Now understand, it is the past that brought us here. And if we must move forward, we need to leave this past behind. But on a neutral note, on a truthful note, on a note of reality, out of sincerity, you want to manipulate history, you are dead on arrival. And now, like I was saying, how come at the end of the day, no consultation was made? The people who carried out this coup, all of them were handsomely paid because as they agree from that their broadcast, about 70% of those who participated are Igbo people. Does it really mean Igbo have population more than Hausa? Are you telling me Igbo have population more than Yoruba? Even the Abo people, I can tell you that if Igbo are 100, 40 of them are Nyoma people and Ikwere people because they claim us, they assimilated us against our wish. Yo, are you Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa? What will I say? I'm a German, so I'm Igbo. What will I say? I'm a Shekiri man, I could be Yoruba. What will I say? I'm a Doma man, so I could be Hausa. Is that not your census figure we have? But I pray Ahmed Bola Tinubu will be able to pull the shot for another national census. And then we will begin to tell our people what to do. And I pray they will enlarge the scale and allow every ethnic group, at least let us start from the 250 ethnic groups, allow them to express themselves on that platform. I'm happy about the electoral process that is being reviewed. Now it comes to a place, it becomes so transparent. So those of you who are going to Benin Republic, Niger Republic, Tafawa Balewa Republic, or the Republic to bring in people to vote, let us see how they will vote. Better begin to sell NIM to them. Because I'm fully aware that 90% of Nigerians don't have their NIM. They don't have BVM. They are automatically disenfranchised. But it's okay. And if you people let me digress, if you people take the initiative and begin to write to other people to come and take NNM, a time will come. Both your children will be chased out of this country. And now let us come back home. So at the end of the day, there is no way to change narratives. The 1966 coup is Igbo coup. You people betrayed in Zogo. They went to Aburi in Ghana to discuss it. The discussion did not end the way Ojukwu wanted it. Ojukwu started jumping and changed the narratives. The next thing is, they are killing our people, they are killing our people. Why would they kill your people when your people killed their people? Was it Igbo and Yoruba that fought? Was it Yoruba that was killing Igbo? Yoruba had their own fair share. Even the Yoruba man who used his life to defend Agboyorunsi was killed alongside with Agboyorunsi. Was that man not supposed to be celebrated as a hero by Igbo people? But you see, your hatred is what is destroying you. It's so deep inside you, oh ye Igbo Biafra people. Because you can't accept the truth. You don't want to take the fall. But believe me, repentance starts with restitution. Restitution by implication that you acknowledge that you are wrong and you take the fall. And even though justice demands your life, mercy will intervene. And now when we talk about all this atrocity happening in Nigeria, a lot of ethnic groups who are not Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba will come and be countering us. But all of them has tested of your venom, O you Igbo Biafra. All of them have been evidence of your betrayal, O you Igbo Biafra. All of us has tested what it means to be haunted by those you love, those you trusted, those you lay down your life. And they will unalive you without a single thought, all because of money. Now, get the point. The purpose of this broadcast, number one, is to tell you that anybody trying to change narrative, it is mission impossible. If Yoruba want to change the narrative, mission impossible. Hausa want to change the narrative, mission impossible. Not to talk of Igbo, who have been afflicted by all of us. My brother, it is mission impossible. Now, get it. It is the past that brought us here. And to be able to go to the next generation, determine what we do now. This is not the time to do changing of narratives. When Nnamdi Kanu turned to a criminal, we were doing Biafra agitation through the ambit of the law. We were engaging them through the civil rights process. We could confidently come out and do what we want to do. And all of a sudden, Nnamdi Kanu turned to common unknown gunman. And then he brought in Simon Ekpa. Don't forget that word. Simon Ekpa is here to change the narrative. And he's doing a very good job. And today, you that is Igbo man, all of a sudden, and Nnamdi Kanu is different, Simon Ekpa is different. My brother, no go change the narratives. It is what it is. So just shut it down. 1966 COUP is Igbo COUP. Let's go to the court. You give us details. And the man vigorously said, do you know the first person they killed was Igbo man in that COUP? That is because you didn't tell the Igbo man. And I'm sure that Igbo man is few. 1 in 1,000 genuine Igbo man. We know you people already. And when they boggle the what do you call it, the armory, the person in charge of Nigerian armory was Igbo man. And they tell the Igbo man, the Yoruba man, tell the Igbo man, give me the key to the armory. The Igbo man say no. No. Well, you don't have that right. The Yoruba man killed him. And now, who are the people who are supposed to be celebrating as our hero today? That Igbo man is supposed to be there. But do you hear Igbo people talk about him? Igbo people curse him as they curse Fajona, who told Ojukwu, don't kill our people. Do not finish our people. This war is not going anywhere. He was killed. Anybody that tell Igbo people the truth, they will kill him. I mean, for telling them the truth, they are threatening, we will kill you, we will kill you. But that will be the last killing they will kill. Because they won't even be able to kill me. But they will make mistake. And that mistake will offset the balance. And believe me, even in another 100 years, they will be crying for what will happen for them. They will be crying for what will happen to them. No, come and kill our people. Because you are the one that have monopoly over killing. The same way you thought you have monopoly over blackmail, character assassination, disinformation. Now you know you are learning. And then Nnamdi Kanu was a Radio Biafra. Yes, Nigeria is a zoo. Yoruba people are chameleon, Afonja. They cannot be trusted. Hausa Fulani Janja with Boko Haram. No, he had the monopoly. If I swear for now this morning, your only hope is go and repent. If not, be making that your plan. And honestly, the pair of life is not in our hands. But believe me, we know where we are waiting for you. This is not a threat. We are asking you to stop this criminality, this hooliganism, this stupidity, these unhealthy activities. It is keeping our nation, Nigeria, down. Stop it. You are the one dragging. Ikore is Igbo, Anyama is Igbo. But you are still the one making brokers. That these people, they are not Igbo. Are not Igbo when it comes to taking the fall. But when it comes to protecting your acts, I become Igbo. When it comes to use me and dump me, I become Igbo. God will punish all of you, don't worry. I think you are uniting in Igbo. Be uniting. You're going to unite what we finally put an end to you. Be uniting. Be pregnanting our sisters. Marry the one you can marry with fake marriage because you want to infiltrate us. We are waiting for all of you. What a shame. And so at this moment, the Igbo people, it's not clear what they're looking for. But this narrative of trying to deny the 1966 coup, which is the bedrock of Nigerian problem, there is another thing there. We are looking at it. And then the other aspect I want you to look at from this broadcast is the unhealthy competition. Outside the shenanigan and the hopelessness of Igbo people who say they are Igbo Biafra, Igbo Israel, Igbo Equatorial Guinea, only God knows where they come from. A people without history, yet they claim everybody. Outside their madness, the major problem we are having as Nigeria is the unhealthy competition. Now let's come back to the part 2. I listened to Adam Oshimole, a man I used to respect, but his integrity is under question mark. But to a certain extent, maybe when it is convenient, he tells us the truth. Of course, he's part of the minority. Whatever he does, he remains a minority. He's a Benin man. And then Adam Oshimole, in a particular summit, was explaining to them about what is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria is a land blessed with unimaginable natural resources. The human capacity is top-notch. If you see a Nigerian child anywhere, let me advise the world. If you see a Nigerian child anywhere, oh ye universe, oh ye American, oh ye China, if you see any Nigerian person in your territory, let me tell you what will happen. If you use them for good, you will see the kind of good you have not seen. If you use them for arm robber, you will see the kind of arm robber you have not seen. If you talk them down, you will see the frustration. In fact, they have the power of immutation. We give back to you what you give us. Just that based on the environment we find ourselves, it's like we may be fast prone to do the negative, but that doesn't make us negative, because the people who came before us wanted us to believe that being on the negative path is the best way to go. That is why we celebrate Yahoo, 419, obtaining by trick. That is why we celebrate Ndiokiti, ritualists. That is why we celebrate drug trafficking and human trafficking and child trafficking and every other trafficking. But watch these people. Inside of every Nigerian is buried the gold. Is buried the diamond. Believe me. And so when you see a Nigerian person, ignore the negative aspect first and try and bring out the real diamond in them. I call them diamond in the neck of a pig. You will never see the value until you clean it up. And you will see Nigeria is unusual. And now coming back to unhealthy competition. When you see Nigerians as they are today, not only being blessed by unimaginable natural resources, like I said before, the human capacity is top-notch. There was one minority man known as Banugo, the owner of All Streets, the CEO of All State Trust Bank. He was rated as the highest labor employer in the whole of Africa. I do not know what he did to Olusegun Obasanjo. All State Trust Bank was destroyed, and Banugo is nowhere to be found. But that man was actually tapping into the human capacity of Africans, majorly Nigerians. And if All State Trust Bank was still here, under the construction company known as Retraco, I am telling you, our civil engineering front would have changed for better. But they had to shut him down, only God knows what. So let's stop pretending and by changing narratives, building capacity, do it to be real and stop destroying those who are on this path. If they're making mistake, correct it. But let me not digress further. Let me go back to the issue I want to bring out. And so Adam Oshimole was talking about natural resources. He said, when you come to the minority, the South, Nigerian will join, what do they call these police that are in charge of Bonkre? Why did I forget their name? Nigeria will gather army, gather police, gather civil defense, gather paramilitary, gather Boy Scout, gather Girls Brigade, gather Red Cross, gather every gatherable, and deploy them into Niger Delta region, deploy them into South region. What is the problem? Oil theft is not accepted. If you are involved in oil theft, we will deal with you. The oil theft is a crime against the whole world. No oil theft and no oil thefts. And they descend on our people. They call them Bonkre. You know they fight against Bonkre. We know how many communities that has been burnt down. We know how many lives that has been lost from both sides. But this problem, you don't need to call anybody thief. All you need to do is set up a true foundation for local content creation. And then give the right to people to operate modular refinery. And I'm sure the people you are calling our problem will begin to cry. And I'm sure petrol will be useless in the whole of Africa. Just endorse modular refinery. But no, you are going to demonize us. Oh, he's a militant. He's a repentant criminal. The police will come for us. The army will shoot us. Go to riverine area. Go to offshore and inshore and bottom shore and every shore you are. You will be amazed the amount of security personalities over there. They want to stop the German who cannot feed, except he's a militant and carry gun. The people who don't even have public toilets. The people who don't have anything. Go and ask good luck Iberi Jonathan. I'm not talking about their major city like, major cities in Bayelsa and the rest of them. No. I'm talking about where the indigenous people live. But the amount of money voted to stop us from doing oil bunkering, it's unbelievable. But Adams Osumole in his submission said, but when you go to the north, you will see Chinese people. You will see all these vultures gathering all over the world. They are in the northern Nigeria. They have helicopter. They have gun, which is giving birth to banditry. And they are supervised some retired general of Nigeria. I didn't say that. But Adams Osumole is a blunt man when it comes to saying the truth. But somewhere along the line, it looks like he became soft. Of course, if you cannot beat them, you join them. But these were the words of Adams Osumole. He mentioned names of people. I said, go and ask them. Why is it that you will set up a group of unknown gunmen and tell them to go and fight Niger Delta militant? But yet, there is a group of true unknown gunmen that are in the north harnessing gold, diamond, silver. Every land in Nigeria is a deposit of natural resources. But some are harnessing it and becoming billionaires. And then some, the country has to feed on our misery. How can you address this issue? When you see I'm a majority, we are the Wazobia. How can you address this? And when I look at it, I know that our leaders know the problem. Igbo people know the problem. Yoruba people know the problem. Hausa know the problem. These three ethnic groups say they own Nigeria. We have not worried about it. But these three ethnic groups don't want to come together and solve our problem. They use us as a negotiating ground to do law and other manipulation, which is bad. And this is why we are crying out against all these activities under the guise of Wazobia. When you hear Igbo people shout, we are marginalized, they are marginalizing us. And it looks true. Many people around the world believe it. No, Igbos are not marginalized. Igbos are the one marginalizing people. When you hear oil magnates from Igbo land, watch all of them. They are feeding on the misery of Anyoma people. Because 80% of all the oil well in Anyoma land, sharing boundary with Anambra, you cannot access them from our land. You must follow Anambra to collect it. Who do share pay to service those areas? Our youth supposed to be enjoying that money. But it is Igbo youth, Onitsha youth that are enjoying the money. Anambra youth. And they will tell you, you are lazy, you are not lazy. Our people are bleeding and crying internally. But don't worry, they will react. But they are the one crying, they are marginalizing us, they are marginalizing us. I am a bad man now because I know what they know. And my people has not waken up completely. They will wake up. And now the only way forward, Nigerians, is simple. Let President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, being the president of Nigeria today, if you can dive into this ocean, let's allow every Nigeria to be relevant. Let's start from the 250 you recognize. Let there be a different platform that will disarm Wazobia. Without that, the fight among three of you will not end. Because three of you will always look for some of us who are minority to support your good or your evil. But very soon, we will be looking at you. And when we look at you, we will suffer the consequences of your action as we are doing already. And when we begin to suffer the consequences of your action, we will be pushed to the wall. And you know what happened next? Where there is nowhere for us to fall back to, we will return back. That is boomerang. That is why I tell Igbo Biafra people, this hulo balo you are causing everywhere. It will certainly boomerang. And it is boomeranging already. I beg you, every Nigerian, irrespective of majority or minority, are stakeholders in this country. You people stop deciding who has the right to steal their own natural resources and sell it to foreign country, and who you steal their natural resources and use it to feed all of yourself. You people stop it. Imagine if all the gold being stolen in Nigeria on a daily basis, all the urine, all the diamond, all the clay, all the marbles. Imagine all imagine all these things stolen from Nigeria. Imagine if we were able to use it. Let me see if Dubai will not come down from their high horse and wish to come to visit Nigeria by collecting our terrorist visa. This may seem impossible to you, but most of you do not know that in the 80s, Dubai came to beg Nigeria to borrow us money. That Dubai, you people are running mad and going to visit. I'm in Dubai. If you know the history of Dubai, you should be ashamed of yourself. And if I were to be in Dubai, if I see any in Nigeria, I will chase them back. I will give you a condition that when you even come, all these our big men, people like Atiku, then who has mansion in Dubai, I will make sure all of you sleep in mud house because you people don't have sense. The Dubai came to borrow money from Nigeria. That should be under the government of Abacha. Nigeria said, no, we won't borrow you money. But Dubai swallowed their pride. They went and thinking what? That thing Dubai think and build the tallest building in the world. That thing Dubai think and build the highest entertainment industry in the world. That thing Dubai think and begin to build on top of desert. That thing Dubai think and become a global terrorist attraction. That thing is what I want you to think and stop being a fool. We are Yoruba, we are Oyato, we are Hausa, we are born to rule. I no get sense, I want rule cow, I want rule goats, waiting I want rule kidnappers. Because you are not thinking yet. That is your problem. My people must emerge. We are majority to rule me. Don't worry. Yes, we are in charge. It's Yoruba turn. We continue. Do you think that is what Arab think? You don't hear the name? United Emirates? What does that tell you? They are different people with different values. It differs. But they want something for the good of their people. I was talking to a friend, was telling me about what goes on there. And I don't blame them until we begin to think in that direction. And so the only way to salvage the next generation of our people, those of you in the place of authority, you need to review this unquote federal government, nothing federal, it's a federation. I've said it in my broadcast. When you talk about federation, it's simply a defeat of equity and fairness. It's not in Nigeria. When you talk about equality, equity, and fairness, transparency, if we find it, nobody will be trying to make one bigger than one. A house that is in competition among itself will not grow. When you are doing competition as siblings, all of you are bound for destruction. That is why when I relate to my children, I don't tell this one you are better. I don't tell this one you are wrong. I make them see their strength and their weakness. And my job is to help them relate their strength and their weakness. And when my second son challenged my first son will not react. Because he already knows the weakness of the second son. And then when the second son is off guard, my first son will engage him. And that is how I play for the first son, the second son, the third son, the fourth son. They know when this guy is losing it. They will just ignore it and allow it to stabilize. And then they strike. But the striking is not to destroy one another. The struggle is to remember that thing you did before is wrong. Don't try it again. If you try it again, I will take you no show. You understand? Nigeria is supposed to grow to this level of maturity. Not somebody coming out and say, I am the first son, I am the first son, I am a hero, I am a hero. You see, the issue of my father burial, we're still talking about it. Because I've never shown anybody that I am first son. I have never challenged anybody and I pretend to be a fool. And now those who think my father is too old and you see none of his children are around, they have played at Omakasa. They have sold many land, they have sold many property. They are now calling me. In fact, they even wanted to bury my father without telling me under the pretense that they don't know I'm around. And I caught them off guard because my eyes are on them. Now, it's almost 6 months now. We are still in the process of discussing his burial. And they're going to do that for a very long time. I've told them, if he stays in the mortuary for 1 million years, I'll pay the bill by the grace of God. But you see, to put him on the ground without knowing the truth of what conspired on our behalf, all of you are in trouble. Do you understand? Now, because you are not, their problem now is that some people feel we are the first son of the family. They've collected all family land. Even the little one they managed to give to my father, who has fallen under the grade of the ISS. He has entered the highest grade of leadership in community by the virtue of his age. They're treating him like, But I know their problem, and I will cure their disease. But under normal circumstance, it's not necessary. If our family is great, our family is great. And if our family is low, our family is low. And what are we supposed to do? And so if Hausa is the richest tribe in Nigeria, those of us who are the poorest tribe, we will use our poverty to rob you. Or you don't know that the poorest man in the house of poor, the richest man in the house of poor people is actually the poorest man. It was a Yoruba woman that told me this when I was coming up. A Yoruba woman. I was doing well. Most of my younger brother then, the things were hard. But the woman knew I'm trying my best. And he called me, he said, please, don't relent. If you are the only rich person in this family, that means you are the poorest person in the family. Because all of them will descend on you. And you won't be able to stand. He said, help them to attend to the level where you are. You may become the poorest person. But believe me, you are the richest person. Because then nobody will bother you again. I spent more than half of my life investing on my younger brothers. Whatever they do with their lives is not of any concern to me. I could only wish them well. But my happiness is that none of them is bugging me. And I'm not bugging any of them. And then all of us have moved on to build our own family. And of course they say, the family you are building now is more important than the family you are coming from. That does not mean we should destroy the family we are coming from. But this is a call for you to be more responsible, to take the power of the family you are coming from and magnify it with the power of the family you are about to build. That is the way forward for Nigeria. And so the family we are coming from, the Wazobia family, it's not enough because now the Wazobia family is scattering. Idoma man and Egala man and TV man and Gwari man and Nupe man, they now know that they are not Hausa people. And then Urobo Ishekiri and the rest of them now know they are not Yoruba people. The Benin people know they are not Yoruba people. And then the Anyoma people know that they are not Igbo people. And Ikwere know they are not Igbo people. And don't you see that every one of us is moving forward to build our family, which is more important than the family where they say we are coming from? But then we become stronger and more powerful on one condition, that we throw back our tentacles to where we are said to be coming from and magnify the power to what we want to become. If the process of harmonizing this relationship is invested on, Nigeria will be safe. I can on and on. Only few people will decode the truth I have just passed to you. Not everybody. People like Martin Luther King, when they saw this truth about America, America was going to be destroyed. America was not going to be the land of liberty anymore. And then they began to run campaign. Because they saw tomorrow, even before it came. After all, today is the future we have been looking for. And he said, I have a dream that one day in this America, we will no longer be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. He said, I have a dream. He didn't have a dream. He was telling them, I know that for this American to be truly great, we need to stop addressing people by the color of their skin, but rather by the content of their character. And believe me, like him, I have a dream that one day in this Nigeria, we will not be addressed or benefit from Nigeria because we are Wazobia, but because we are individual of substance, because we have the technical know-how to deliver whatever challenge that is before us. Yes, I have a dream that there will be no minority in Nigeria in the nearest future. Yes, I have a dream that one day Igbo will not be claiming me and you will not be claiming anybody, just to rip all of us off. And that is not because I dreamt. And that is because I am telling you, this is the way to go in order to salvage the next generation of Nigeria. Imagine we're discussing about your ethnic groups becomes secondary. And then the most primary thing or concern of every Nigeria is the primary, which is we are Nigeria. And then from being Nigeria, out of curiosity, you cannot say What part of Nigeria do you come from? And this is because they can't decode you. They don't even know you are, whether you are Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. They just know you are a measly awesome person. And then secondarily, you now say, okay, actually come from the tribe of the Igbo, actually come from the tribe of the Nupe, actually come from the tribe of the Ka people. And then somebody say, wow, are your people like that? That is when you will see true unity in diversity. That is when you see the beauty of the nation called Nigeria. Some of you, out of your greed, want to destroy. And to cut the long story short, if you know you have all of us, you will not be satisfied. You will destroy yourself in the end. Because the need of man is insatiable. And the greed of man is uncontrollable, except they control themselves. I want to believe you are able to get my message. Igbo people, Igbo COUP that brought Nigeria to their knee is Igbo COUP. All your lawyer, gather, let's go to court. And when you answer my question, I personally will begin to converse that 1966 COUP is not Igbo COUP. Until you answer those questions. We have passed that stage. Yoruba is not angry with you anymore. Hausa is not angry with you anymore. It's just that the same thing that brought that problem, you have not stopped it. You are still pushing it. You are still pushing it. You are still pushing it. And now everybody eyes are on you. Drop your insult on the comment section. We will continue from there. Let us see those who want to insulting people of Nnamdi Kanu. But that is what they do. I see Uyi here. Uyi, good morning from here. Let's see. I see Sowore. I greet all of you, Sowore. Let's see. I see Chike Biafra. Now then, you see, he go explain tire. My brother, Chike Biafra, we know they explain again. We only they draw attention. What will they explain? We don't finish explanation. Now you, Igbo Biafra, you see, and Chike Biafra and Yoshi. Now you get explaining. I'm just trying to tell you people, that's your new agenda to say that 1966 COUP is not Igbo COUP. Because you people have seen that it is the 1966 COUP of Igbo people that actually is the genesis of all the challenges you are facing in Nigeria. You people want to remove your head. Now it is the majority. It is the minority. It is sad people. Igbo people, we know how you function. That is why we are telling Senator Mbata. That is why we are telling Nnedi Nwoko that are playing to you the gallery of Ndi Igbo. When it backfire, they will say, after all, it's Nnedi Nwoko, it's a Nyoma man, it's a sad man. Why can you blame it on Igbo? Oh no, it is Senator Mbata, it's a sad man. Why can you blame it on Igbo? We already know your game. But you see, they say, when the elders see and it tells the young ones and they refuse to listen. When they tell you, you don't listen. When they are cutting the head, my brother, the ear will follow. But if the ear here, they don't cut the head, all of them will be intact. You see, answer Biafra in a time like this. The Biafra and the Kanu is running from. The Biafra, your warlord, what is the name of the Akpamo? Ekpa. Ekpa says he's a content creator. Stop deceiving yourself. You go explain tire. What is there to explain? Now expose with day. Nothing to explain. I do not ask questions to which I already know the answer. Know this and have truth. Your laugh makes no something. I see Ikenna was here. He say when it comes to COUP, Nzogo from Delta State is Igbo. My brother, God bless you, Ikenna. But when it comes to blaming it, it's not Igbo. In fact, I don't understand your message, Ikenna, because I was surprised. He said, but when it comes to oil, Nzogo is south. Then, Ikenna, I withdraw my appreciation. You are Igbo man, I didn't notice it on time. Did you not listen to this broadcast? That all the oil well around Nzogo community in Anyoma land, that it is Igbo people that are eating from it. The oil in Aguneri, do you think we don't know it was drilled diagonally from Igala land? Those 21 community of Igala people in Anambra State, are they benefiting from the oil? You Igbo people drill that oil diagonally. Let Nigeria review it now. You went to Igala land, you dig oil because they are allowing to be Igbo. Igala is Igbo. Igbo is Igala. You went to their land and drilled the oil diagonally. And you take it to Anambra where you are benefiting and feeding on their misery. It's Igala people in Anambra enjoying from that oil. 90% of Igala in Anambra are poor people. Very poor people. I have over 40% of them who has worked with me. Poor people, farmers. So what are you saying? What are we benefiting in our land that it is not until Igbo people remove eye for us, what do we benefit? But our people have not noticed it. Did you think we know before? The oil they say oil is in Anambra. No oil well in Anambra. That oil is in Igala land. Of course, let's agree, because 21 community out of the 98 community in Anambra state are Igala people. They are not Igbo people. The best thing for Igbo people is stop defending yourself. Take the fall so that we prepare our mind. Let's move on to salvage Nigeria and build a healthy nation. All these are, hey, I can't Igbo coup. No, it's Igbo coup. Chukwumanzog is not Igbo till tomorrow morning. He was used. I am not Igbo till tomorrow morning. Now I'm not Igbo till tomorrow morning. I was used. I'm not a Biafra. I was used. Did I not tell you in my last broadcast that when we were in de facto government, Asari said that Anyoma was not part of Biafra, that Ishekiri and the rest of them, all those if he useless, that they are not Biafra, that in his own Biafra, he don't want us to be there. I only didn't talk anything because I learned. And then went to ask Uchuka for me for, did you hear what Asari said? He said, yes. I said, then how do we align this thing? That more than 30% of those who are Ojuku general are from my place. And honestly, Ojuku did not give them province. All the province Ojuku created, we were never cited, which means they wanted to consume us in Anambra. They have interior motive, which Achuse and his friends didn't know. So Igbo people, stop all this your madness. As you are talking it on social media, we will be exposing you people. Look at what they are saying. You guys explain tire. And you think we go tire. Did you know how many years we left Biafra 419? And we are still here. On this note, I'll bring this broadcast to an end. We are following you. We are watching you. Our eyes are on you. Any pattern you want to play, we are following you up. But everybody in the South and the rest of progressive-minded Nigeria, pay attention to this thing Igbo people are trying to draw your attention to. Don't let them have their way. They want to debunk that the 1966 coup is not Igbo coup. And we must insist that it's Igbo coup because of the scenario around the coup. But if it's not Igbo coup, it must be Hausa coup. If it's not Hausa coup, it should be Yoruba coup. And if it is not any of their coup, and then it can't be Nigerian coup. I see Arinze. Or Raiki. He say, I thought you are educated. Listen to yourself. Why will I be educated on Igbo? Igbo Biafra man. How will I be educated? Go and ask Nnamdi Kanu. There was a time I had a conversation with him one-on-one. I knew he was psychologically reading me. And that was in Enugu. And after like 3 hours of conversation, I left. And less than 40 minutes that I left, Nnamdi Kanu called me back. He said, George. I said, sir. He said, do you know you are a very intelligent young man? I say, I'm humbled, sir. But I knew he saw something he did not ask for. Go and ask Professor Elliot Uko. Let him see this your madness here. Arinze. Professor Elliot Uko should be the founder of Alagbo Development Union. He was a professor in the University of Benin. I've had access with him. I've chatted with him. Ask him if I'm illiterate. But of course, I am illiterate. Uncompleted building. Uneducated. I am everything you say I am. But unfortunately, I am your destiny and I'm your doom. With the power of mutation I possess, I will give you back what you are giving to me. How about that, Arinze? I thought you were educated. So I said, did I tell you I'm educated? Have I come here to tell you I'm a lawyer? Have I claimed that I'm anything? It was some reasons I talked about being an economics somewhere along the line. But have I boasted that I went to school? Did I go to school? I no go school. I no book. But look at your bunch of educated, intellectual, dishonest people. Which level has they taken your people to? Yoruba have a large number of educated people. Do you see them behave like Skalewa as educated Igbo behave? To you now, you think you are Arinze. You think now you are educated. Because you must be educated to know those who are educated. You go to school to have certificates, not to get sense. Mugu, Igbo Biafra man. Is that all you can say? We've passed that stage. Very unfortunate. We'll continue from here tomorrow morning. But you see this narrative, nobody will be allowed to change narrative, neither sell the next generation of our people. And so when you come and put in salt that makes meaning, don't just yap. We've been seeing this yapping. Nnamdi Kanu, your educated mugu, was on social media. Anyoma nonsense. What kind of anyoma nonsense is that? Then he was educated. Just look at what Yoruba and Hausa is using you to do. Where is all P2B propaganda? Where is all your Igbo obedient movement? Where is it? All of them come to nothing. Where is almighty Biafra? And you are still saying, oh, you are educated on you. This one say, George is Ike. When I've not started, Igbo flush out. I've not started, George is Ike. I'm hungry, but not up to the extent of eating my brother's flesh. Did you not see the hotel in Anambra, where Igbo man built hotel to be killing Igbo small girl for ritual and organ trafficking? Is that a propaganda? Udoka Hotel in Anambra, why don't you tell us? You want me, because I'm hungry, I should go and build Udoka Hotel in Abo and start killing Abo girls? Or go to other people's village and start killing them, kidnapping them, and call Fulani? No, I'd rather go hungry and die in hunger. Flush out. I love the hunger. I have tried and will continue to live by the principle of dignity my father taught me, because it will prevail above all us in the end. So I'm hungry, it's okay. But I will not stoop low to your own level as cannibal. Nnamdi Kanu was proudly telling you on Radio Biafra, anything we see in the bush is bushmeat. Eat them. And flush out mentality, barbaric mind set people like you. You were eating off fellow Igbo. You were eating off fellow Igbo. If I be hungry, now crime to be hungry. Don't you know there are people taking appetite medicine just to be able to eat? Thank God I'm hungry. And what else? Did my hunger make you to be killing other Nigeria? Do you see my hunger that you turn kidnapper? What has my hunger done to you? Drop your insult, I will respond to you later.